I'm Scott Sobol. I'm from Plainview, New York, which is on Long Island. And this past Memorial Day was one of the best weekends I've ever had. All that really happened was I was invited out to the Hamptons by some new friends that I'd made a few months ago, a couple gay guys that I met here in New York. And we drove out, about a 2-hour drive. We went to the beach, we went out to dinner, stayed at a hotel, played by the pool, and then came back. And I know that doesn't sound like some crazy story, but for me, it was the first time I felt like I really belonged somewhere. You know, I always grew up around a big city and around a lot of people, but I don't think you need to be from a small town to feel isolated and alone. You know, I never told anybody that I was gay up until I was 30 years old, and I lived with it for a long time, and it was something I wasn't even ready to admit to myself. And very early on, I had a lot of impulses and a lot of, emotions and a lot of, I guess, desires to do things, whether it be, dance or be a performer or whatnot, and or pick out a certain type of clothing or a haircut. And a lot of what I wanted was stifled by the people around me and the community around me. And it was horrible. I mean, I spent most of my days doing things that I didn't want to be doing, hanging out with people that are really nice and really great people, but ultimately, I didn't have any friends. I just had a lot of acquaintances. And I just thought life was like that. And I just thought that's how people kind of got along. And I was used to being the third, fourth, or fifth wheel. I never really had my own group of friends before because I never found a place where I truly belonged. And so this weekend, what was really unbelievable was finally having come to terms with who I am and using the last couple months and my move now back to New York as a way to figure out who it is that, I am and what things I like, and finally realizing that I did have those impulses once upon a time, and those were stifled by other people and by other communities and the education system that I was a part of, and putting all that aside and finally saying, okay, I'm going to listen to Miley Cyrus because for some reason when I put on that music, that's what I enjoy listening to and that's what I respond to. And to then finally start finding those people that like the same things that I do. It was something that is so simple, but for me was unique. And being 33 years old and having that experience for the first time 2 weeks ago was mind-blowing.